Welcome to Hot Drama TV.
What if the most talked about love story in Chinese entertainment was never officially confirmed?
No dating un cement. No denial. No headline confession.
Just stolen glances, quiet whispers, and a connection so obvious that millions of eyes caught it, even when the two people involved said nothing at all. Tonight we're talking about Lu Yuning and Zuer, pairing no one planned, a rumor no one could shut down, and a story that might not be a rumor, but a love carefully hidden in plain sight. Because sometimes the strongest feelings don't need words. They show up in a single look. Lu Yuning and Zuer, the love story the camera never needed to explain. Some love stories are written in scripts. Others are whispered in glances, paused in half-smiles, and captured by cameras that arrive a second too late. Lu Yuning and Zuer belong to the second kind. They never announced anything. They never confirmed anything. Yet somehow the world already knows. It started with a look. At first it was just chemistry. Two stars seated side by side at award ceremonies. A quiet conversation leaning closer than necessary. Eyes meeting a little too long. Smiles that appeared before words. In the sea of carefully managed celebrity interactions, something about Lu Yuning and Zuer felt unfiltered. When Zuer turned to look at him, her expression softened. Curious, warm, unguarded. When Lu Yuning met her gaze, his smile was not for the audience, but for her alone. Fans noticed. Cameras noticed. The internet noticed. A connection beyond the stage. On stage, they stood composed and elegant, each holding their trophies with practiced calm. Off stage, the distance disappeared. They whispered. They laughed quietly. At times, Zuer covered her mouth as if sharing a secret meant only for him. At times, Lu Yuning leaned in, not as a star, but as someone genuinely listening. There was no exaggerated intimacy, no dramatic gestures, just comfort. And sometimes comfort says more than love declarations ever could. Why fans believe this is different? Chinese entertainment has seen countless CPs created for promotion, but this pairing felt unplanned. Lu Yuning, known for his grounded personality and emotional depth, has always kept his private life guarded. Zuer, admired for her intelligence and elegance, has never chased public romance for attention. That is exactly why their rumored bond feels believable. Their interactions lack performance. There is no urgency to prove anything, only an ease that suggests familiarity and trust. Love in silence. Perhaps the most powerful part of this story is what they haven't done. No public statements. No denials. No confirmations. In an industry where love is often turned into headlines overnight, their silence feels intentional, as if they understand that some emotions are better protected than explained. Whether they are lovers, soulmates, or simply two people sharing a rare connection, one truth remains. What exists between Lu Yuning and Zuer does not need a label to feel real. A story still being written. Maybe this story will one day have a clear ending, or maybe it will remain a beautiful question mark. But for now it lives in fleeting moments. A glance across a crowded room, a smile caught off guard, a closeness that feels natural, not staged. And sometimes that is the most romantic kind of love there is. Not shouted, not confirmed, just quietly understood. When the lights went out, the rumors began. Then came the moment that changed everything. The ceremony ended. The lights dimmed. The camera slowly turned away. But that was exactly when the story really began. Fans noticed that Lu Yuning and Zuer did not leave immediately. They stayed. They talked. And when they finally stood up, they walked in the same direction. Coincidence? Maybe. But in an industry trained to separate stars like chess pieces, coincidences are rare. The glance that sparked a storm. As they moved through the aisle, Zuer looked up at him. Not a polite look. Not a formal one. It was quick but loaded. Lu Yuning paused. Just for a heartbeat. Long enough to meet her eyes. Long enough for the internet to freeze that frame forever. Within hours, screenshots flooded social media. That look isn't acting. You can't fake that kind of tension. They look like two people holding back. And suddenly, this was no longer just chemistry. It was a question no one could ignore. Why the industry went quiet. Normally, rumors like this are shut down fast. A statement, a clarification, a denial. But this time, nothing. No response from studios. No explanation from management. No carefully worded press release. Silence. And silence in showbiz is never empty. It made fans wonder, was denying it too risky? Or was confirming it impossible? The moment everyone replays. Then came the clip. Zuer leaned in, covering her mouth as she whispered something to him. Lu Yuning's expression changed instantly. His smile faded, his eyes softened. He listened. Closely. Not like a colleague. Not like a friend in passing. Like someone who matters. That clip alone sparked millions of views, edits, slow-motion replays, and endless debates. What did she say? No one knows. But everyone agrees on one thing. Whatever it was, it reached him. Love or something even more dangerous. Here's why this story feels so intense. If it is love, it's forbidden by timing, contracts, and public pressure. If it isn't, then what explains the tension that refuses to disappear? Lu Yuning is known for emotional restraint. Zuer is known for composure. Yet together their control seems to crack just slightly. And sometimes that crack is where the truth leaks out. An ending still out of reach. So what is this? A romance hidden in plain sight? A deep bond the world misreads? Or two souls crossing paths at the wrong moment? No one can say. But until they do, every shared glance, every quiet whisper, every unscripted second will continue to fuel one of the most compelling love mysteries in Chinese entertainment today. Because some stories don't explode. They burn slowly. And this one hasn't gone out yet. The night the internet refused to sleep. That night the internet did not rest. Every second of footage was slowed down. Every frame was zoomed in. Every breath, every pause, every half-smile was dissected. And the more people watched, the more one truth became impossible to deny. Something between Lu Yuning and Zuer felt unresolved. Not loud, not reckless, but dangerously restrained. The distance that meant nothing. At one point they sat apart. 2 empty seats between them. A perfect setup for denial. Yet their eyes kept crossing that invisible space, again and again. No words. No gestures. Just awareness. Experts call it micro-attention. When 2 people remain emotionally connected, even while physically distant. Fans called it something else. That's not acting. That's habit. That's closeness built over time. When control starts to slip. Then came the moment that broke the calm. Lu Yuning laughed. Not his usual guarded smile, but a genuine open laugh, the kind rarely seen in public appearances. It happened right after Zuer said something softly, her eyes bright, almost teasing. For a brief second he forgot where he was. Forgot the cameras. Forgot the rules. And that second was enough. Why this story feels dangerous? Because if this is real, it is not a safe love. Both stand at critical points in their careers. Both carry expectations heavier than emotion. And in this industry, love is often treated as a liability. Which raises a haunting question. If something truly exists between them, how long can it survive in silence? The rumor that wouldn't die. Days passed. New events came and went. Yet the rumor didn't fade. Instead it evolved. Not into headlines but into certainty among those watching closely. Because stage stories burn fast. Real ones linger. And this one refused to disappear. 2 people. One unfinished sentence. Maybe one day they will speak. Or maybe this story will end without words. Leaving only memories and archived clips. But until then, Lu Yuning and Zuer remain. 2 people standing side by side. Close enough to feel. Far enough to protect. And sometimes the most intense love stories are not the ones that are told, but the ones that are carefully left unfinished. What if the most talked about love story in Chinese entertainment was never officially confirmed?
No dating ganon C-ent. No denial. No headline confession.
Just stolen glances, quiet whispers, and a connection so obvious that millions of eyes caught it, even when the 2 people involved said nothing at all. Tonight we're talking about Lu Yuning and Zuer, pairing no one planned, a rumor no one could shut down, and a story that might not be a rumor, but a love carefully hidden in plain sight. Because sometimes the strongest feelings don't need words. They show up in a single look.